Good morning. Welcome to Second Act Workshop. It's been a while since my last video. My name's John. Recently retired as of the end of 2025. Started this YouTube channel as you know, part of those things that you do when you retire to something. And so it was something that I thought that I could pick up and pontificate on some of my observations on the lifestyle and everything. I'm a woodworker, maker, part of a makers group. I do craft shows, and I'm just now starting to try to get into some gardening and learning that. So, a lot of life changes, that result, when you leave a career and enter the retirement world. It's a land of discovery, and so this was one of the things that I decided to do. If this is your first time here, I hope you enjoy the video. Also, want to extend an invitation to everyone that's watching. Please like and subscribe. As far as merchandise, on secondactworkshop.com. I have t-shirts, and I'm wearing one of those right now, Sawdust and Serenity. Kind of an ode to my workshop. It's kind of my happy place. So anyway, the idea behind this video, because it's been a little longer than I wanted to between videos, and the whole premise around this video is one of my daughters, we were talking about. Again, if you've watched any of the videos, you realize that I had a dog rescue that we had for just a little over 10 years. She was 6 years when we got her, so she lived to be about 16, long, good, happy life. But the last few months were, they were a little difficult. And so I was talking to her about that. I said, this it's really, this one's been a hard one for me to kind of get over and get through. And I think, some of it has to do with the fact that, when you're still in the middle of a career and family, then, life goes on. But, retirement kind of shifts gears a little bit. And so there was a lot of energy and everything put into taking care of her the last few months, and really over the last 10 years. I would wake up in the morning, she'd be laying next to me, I'd take her for a walk, I'd feed her. That was the routine for 10 years, and suddenly it's gone. So I was just making the observation, man, this has been harder for me this time. The last one was difficult too. We had pretty much the same type of breed. Casey was about half and half min pin and half a lot of other things. Maggie, who we had before her, was a full-blooded min pin. She lived the same age, about the same situation, and it was and that one was hard too. It was well over a year before we got another dog. And that's the question I get a lot. Are you going to get another dog? Not right now. Doesn't it, still working on this, still absorbing this. Yes, we are going to get one, but not right now. And I don't know when that's going to be. It may be like the last time, maybe over a year or so. I don't know. But when the time's right, it'll happen. But anyway, getting back to the idea for this video, I had read something that grief is love with no place to go. And I was talking about that with one of my daughters, and she said, you need to make a video on that. So that's what this is. And it's not just about losing a beloved pet. That's not, I want to expand on that definition of grief, or include some other things. at this age, and especially in retirement, you have a different perspective. You don't have the distractions of the work life and all of that. And suddenly, for me anyway, age-related events and issues just are they're getting more attention. And so I think part of this grief is that, at this age and at this stage in my life, I realize that there's a loss. There, I'm saying goodbye to family and friends, because of death. I mean, at this age, more. I mean, my wife and I, both of our sets of parents are gone, and a lot of friends that I grew up with, people I went to school with, a lot of them are dead and dying. So, yeah, it's realizing that, at this stage of life, there's a lot of that loss. The kids are grown, so that cycle life from, the kids really needing you all the time for everything, and now they're grown, they're on their own, their kids. And I've got two of my grandkids have already graduated high school, so they're growing up, even the grandkids. So that loss of youth of the children, and for lack of a better term, kind of the loss of health. At this age, things are happening. I've already had a procedure this week, this year, had some health issues, and more so than I've had in my previous lifetime, and just in the last few years. And so there's that loss of the youthful health. Now, I'm still grateful for the health that I have. I'm still, trying to exercise and be active and everything, but I am realizing that, age is having that effect on my health. So with life changing, loss is not the only thing that changes. With the adjustment, at least I'm realizing that there are things now that are added to life. And so let's talk about that for a minute. Having your time back, boy, the joy of unstructured time, oh my goodness, it is. I think that's the part I didn't realize as much when I stopped working. A quote unquote 9-to-5 job, although it wasn't 9-to-5, that was one of the things. But ceasing a career and everything, and not having your time back. Oh man, that's a real joy, because for one thing, you're able to say yes to yourself more. When you're in a career, you've got responsibilities to shareholders, to bosses above you, and to the people that you serve, your customers. So this is a time you can, there's a lot of things that you can say yes to yourself, like not doing anything that day, or doing things on a whim, not having to schedule, or well, when can I work this in. So being able to say yes to yourself, that time of discovery. One of the things that I've discovered recently, which I never thought this would have such an effect on me, but again, as because of some procedures that I've had and everything, I've kind of changed my fitness schedule a little bit. And what I really like to run. I enjoy running, but I'm having to work back into that. So what I've done is incorporate a lot of walking, and I have discovered the joy of just a nice brisk walk, especially in the mornings. Wow, there's a lot to be said for that. As far as time to think, as far as it's so uplifting, and so that's something that I thought I wouldn't enjoy because of the time. Walking 2 miles is a whole lot slower than running 2 miles or 3 miles or 5 miles or whatever. But it's just like, wow. But yeah, the benefits from that walk, and being able to take in the things around you differently because you're walking instead of running, that it's just been so enjoyable for me. So I've discovered that. Again, I mentioned gardening. Never been really into that, I guess because of time constraint and stuff. So now, because of the way that our house is situated and everything, and I have the time to do it, I'm really trying to take my time, learn some specific gardening skills. YouTube's a great help with that. And, try to do some things around the house as far as gardening goes, just, to enhance the property and everything. And that's been, I've really enjoyed that. Of course, I have my woodworking and things like that I enjoy. Volunteering, I had, at our church, we have Vacation Bible School, and it's always during the day. And I know that sometimes there are people that they'll take off a week of work to be able to do that. And I never felt like that was something I could do, but I said, when I retire, that's one of the first things I'm going to do. Well, I held myself to that promise. And, so I volunteered to do that. And it's coming up next week, but, and looking forward to that. And I think the biggest thing, the biggest adjustment and the biggest good that's come out of this phase of life is just being able to do something because you can. How many times have we said, I'd really like to do that, but, well, at this stage, of life, not just retirement, but at this stage of life, if you can, what's holding you back, really? And so I've again, that joy of unstructured time, I've found some freedom in that, and I think, and that's really been a benefit. So here's the conclusion. Retirement is awesome. I'm to savor every minute. I'm to smell the coffee and sometimes be still and silent or not. Hey, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Again, it's Second Act Workshop. It's about the discovery in this phase of life of retirement, and would appreciate your support. Again, you can go to secondactworkshop.com, and there's merchandise here similar to like this t-shirt that I'm wearing that kind of glorify the retirement lifestyle. And so I'd appreciate if you check that out as well. And I will see everyone on the next video. Thanks for watching.